paravertebral ganglion. Okay? Here you can see them right here. These pink things. See them running? They just show them on one side. They're on both sides, running all the way down in the sacrum. Okay? So, without me hinting and telling you, we talked about this. I'll give you a hint. We talked about these in the autonomic nervous system. If we pointed to these and asked you what they were, you would tell me paravertebral ganglion, right?
Yeah.
And what's in them? We ask you what's in there. I heard motor neurons. What type of motor neurons? I gave you the hint. It's in the autonomic nervous system. What are the two sides of the? What are the two parts of the autonomic nervous system?
The parasympathetic.
Parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay, so pick one of those two. What's going to be in here?
That would be your
Sympathetic. Remember, sympathetic comes out T1 through L2, and it goes into these, or it travels up to these higher ones, or travels down to these lower ones. So the first nerve is coming out and synapsing with the postganglionic nerve in these paravertebral ganglion, or you'll see them called the sympathetic chain ganglion. Okay, so you need to know that what's in there. I'm going to grab this from behind the bottom. Here they are out here. Paravertebral ganglion or sympathetic chain ganglion. And so coming from the ventral ramus would be the communicantes, white and gray communicantes. They don't have them separated here, they're together and they're going to that. Okay? And so that's there. We okay with those?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Turn to page 35. We're going to start talking Tuesday about endocrine, but we're going to do the lab today because it's real simple. There's not a lot to it. You just have to be able to identify these glands here. And you can see 1 pituitary, 2 thyroid, then parathyroid, adrenal, pancreas, thymus, testes and ovaries, and some of these other glands. Okay, so this what we're going to do is show you where they're located at here, and then we're going to go look at some of them under the microscope. Okay, so here we all know where the pituitary gland is now, huh? That's one gland you guys know real good. Okay, so pituitary, and this is the best model for it. There's a couple of those brains over there have it hanging off also. Okay, so pituitary gland. The thyroid. Here it is right here. Okay, thyroid gland. And here on this guy, you can see it right here on this side of the half here. See it right there? So thyroid. Now parathyroid, you have 4 of them. And they're little tiny glands. They look like little just lymph nodes, and they sit behind the thyroid on both sides. The only place you see them on any of the models is on the torsal model, right back in there. Do you see those 2 glands in there? Yeah. So that's the 2 parathyroids on the right side. I'm going to bring it around this way so you guys can see.
Oh,
you see them back in there?
There are 2 right there.
Yeah, right there. Those are parathyroids. Yeah, you got 2 on each side, but we only see 2 on this side. Okay.
Those are the ones that get removed, or you can have them removed, right?
Well, yeah, if there's something wrong with them, you can have problems with hypocalcemia. So parathyroids. Adrenal glands, where are those at?
Oh, in your kidneys.
Right, and so you can see them right here in yellow. See them there? You guys here? See them there in yellow, sitting on top of the kidneys? Okay. Here they are on this guy over here. They're just not yellow. Here on top of the kidneys. See them there? Yeah. Okay. And the other model you see them really good at is this pancreas model here. There they are on top of the kidneys. Okay. Right there. So those are the adrenals. Your book likes to use the terminology suprarenal gland. Above the renal, yeah. Honestly, in the real world, people use adrenal gland mostly. Next is pancreas, and you can see it here on this pancreas model right here. This is the first part of the small intestines, the duodenum, and this whole gland here is the pancreas. The tail of it hooks to the spleen. So this is all pancreas right here. We're going to look at that gland a whole lot more in digestion. Here it is right here. And on this guy here, you actually can pull it out. Here it is here. Pancreas. Okay? Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Thymus, the only place we see the thymus is on the mannequin model, and it's right here on top of the heart. It's right below the sternum, and so this is the thymus right here. Okay. None of the other models have it. It's the thymus. You guys know where the testes and ovaries are? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. This is one of those things where you always think, did we skip this earlier on in your education? And there's somebody still standing here and doesn't know what we're talking about. Testes in the male. We're going to look at a lot more detail on reproduction. So if it's something that you got skipped over in grade school and high school, you're going to get caught up when we do reproduction. And here's the ovary. Okay. Yeah.
Are we doing, do we have to know anything about the fallopian tubes or anything like that yet, or is that later?
No, we're going to do that all in reproduction. You guys got to understand something. The whole thing is sex education. I was in the era before they started teaching that in grade school. Seriously, that was a taboo subject.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seriously.
yeah, it was not.
And I came out into high school, and in the high school I went to, didn't even talk about it. And my parents never talked to me about it.
Oh, what?
So I was in that generation where you kind of had to figure it out on your own.
Oh my God.
No, seriously. And now we start teaching it to you right away.
Yeah, they start talking to you about it in like 4th grade.
Fourth grade.
In fact, there's actually, because with our kids, we went out, there's a